Hey, it's me, Sarah. I'm back to share some. These aren't journals, these are something different. I made some ephemera folios like Gail did. Gail Agostinelli, she made them here a while back. She watched Roxy Creations, how she did hers, so she made a couple of them. And I don't think I have any around me. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, let's see here. Ones like these. So I made a couple. I'm going to put a couple of them in my shop. So I got a couple of these that I'm putting in. And these are nice, but once you start filling it up, if you put like thicker, heavier things into them, it's going to fill it up quite fast. So what I used in these ones was I did a mixture of vellum and then transparency film, which looks like this. It's for like overhead projectors. That's what I used. So, and it works really, really well. I really like it. It's stronger than vellum, and it's see-through. You do have the glare and the shine if you're one of the ones that film. So you want to watch how you shine and glare it, but it's holding up. I wanted to see how well it did, and it seems to be holding up fairly well. So yeah, so that's how I made a couple of these to put in my shop. I think 5 or 6. So then Gail also started making the folios, and one of her subbies made a big one that had like a 1.5 or 2 inch spine, something like that. So I followed along with her tutorial, and I made one for myself right here, and I did the same thing. I used the transparency. So I just reinforced this because when I made this one, I didn't use carpet tape or double-sided tape for the spine, but it's a little harder to get into the pocket, but once you do, you can. Obviously. So the papers I used were white inside, so I stenciled them, and just to give it a little bit of a pattern so it wasn't so stark white. But yeah, they open it up. So the only thing different that I did than Gail does is when I lay down the fabric, I don't leave the pockets down. I just fold the pockets up, get them where I want them to be, and then I do the spine, and I cover the pockets with the rest of the spine. And I found that it seems to adhere better, and then you don't have to worry about the pocket to be exposed right here, and it's covering only half of the paper or half of the pocket. So that's basically the only thing. Everything else I do how Gail showed to do it. And yeah, and then I use the transparency. So it's really early in the morning. I'm stumbling with words. But I made 6 of them. I'll just go through and show you the bigger ones. These are using the 12x12 paper pad. So I use Prima, I think I forget what it's called, lavender for the outside pages. And then I used the WC die cuts with a view on the primrose for the pages, and this one. So I'm stumbling all over the place. I apologize. So here is, I put pockets on the outside here. You open it up. You have a pocket here, and I also put a pocket at the top because why not? You know, you can utilize the space. These are a 1.5 inch spine, so I put the signatures a 1/2 inch apart, or about a 1/2 inch apart. And then here's the pages in this one, and then here is the back, the 2 pockets, and then 2 pockets up on top. And then I did 2 pockets on each side of the flat. I left the back and the front plain. You can decorate those however you wish. Same with this one. This one was a little bit more busier. I used that fabric for the spine. How about I zoom in here a little bit? Okay, hopefully you can see that a little bit better. But so I used this fabric on this one, and then the lavender Prima collection for the front covers, and then the primrose for the pages. And they're all different. Like, I didn't make the pockets all the same. There's some, it ranges from 1 inch, 1.25 inches, 2 inches, or 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches to 3 inches. So they're scattered throughout. Like, this one right here has, I accidentally messed up on this one where I was going to put a 3-inch pocket, but I ended up putting a double pocket here, and then I put a pocket here, and then I put a little belly band at the top here so you could hold in whatever's in this pocket. Here I did 3 pockets, a bigger one, and then a medium-sized one, and then there's a 1-inch one at the top. Same here, I did 3 pockets. This one might be a belly band. Let me see. Nope, it's a smaller pocket up there. This one is all little pockets, so if you had a bunch of stamps or smaller ephemera, then you can put them in this one. So I made that all small. This one has 3 pockets, and then double pocket here. And you can tell where the glue is on them a little bit. You can tell if it's a belly band or if it's not. And some of them have a belly band, and some of them might not have a belly band. Depends on how I was feeling that day, I guess. But yeah, I went through and I made sure they were stuck down pretty well, so hopefully there's no issues there. First time making them, so, and you know, I made them with the vellum. I like the vellum. I would make them again with the vellum, but I had this transparency and it just seemed to work a little bit better for me, like, and it seemed to be a little bit sturdier for me, so that's why I had it, so I might as well use it. And I got them I got the transparency at Goodwill, so I kind of lucked out at that one, because transparency is actually fairly big. Now this one's a belly band right here on this one. And this one is using Maggie Holmes' balloon collection, I think it is. Let me double check that. No, Flourish. It's her Flourish collection. And that's the fabric on this one. And here's this one. This is using Maggie Holmes' Flourish collection too. This is the first one I made, and I didn't stencil inside this one. So these ones are plain, which I wish I would have stenciled, because I would have liked it stenciled, but some people don't like, you know, inking and all that, so this one might be for you. This one I did a bigger pocket, but then I did a belly band on top of it, so it was something different I was experimenting with. And there's the fabric on this one. And here's this one. This is Maggie Holmes again. I didn't stencil in this one either. Huh. This one has all the smaller pockets. I did 3 signatures in those ones. There was enough room, I thought, to be able to put 3 in it. This is this fabric. I did stitching the binding with black. And then here's the last one. The fabric was this one. Sorry if you didn't see that last one. I don't know if I was in frame the whole time or not. I love this paper. It's really fun. But yeah, I don't think I started doing the stenciling until I made the other ones. And then the smaller ones I have to show, I used an 8x8 paper pad. And I just did the same. I used the same tutorial as Gail showed. I just used an 8x8 paper pad, and instead of making 6x9, these ones are 6x4. So yeah, they're 4, and then I just made the bottom pocket 2 inches instead of 3, because I didn't want them to be 3x3. I wanted them to have a little bit of height to them. I didn't want them to be too small. So there's the spine on this one, the fabric, and then the papers. I just used different papers that were in my stash. I did stenciling and I did inking around these ones. But I only did 2 signatures in these ones, because they were smaller, and I didn't want to overbulk them, so I figured once you get the ephemera in them, they should be fine. So that's that one. It's the fabric on this one. And like I said, they're fairly plain. I did do some stenciling in these ones, so they weren't so plain. Some of them have a little bit of a print on them. Had I have worked this the other way, which in the beginning I did think that this one was going to be the front. That's what I planned, but I got all mixed up and it ended up being the back, because it would have been pretty on the front, but I had already scored my paper and I scored my pocket upside down, so it ended up being the back. Here's this one. And I tried doing pockets above the, the pockets up here. That way, I mean, I tried to do as much, get the most out of what little space that you have. It's this one. And this one. And, oh, I just have paper clips holding them, so when I binded them in, it just seemed to work better. There's the front of this one. This one's pretty. It has different, you know, images on it, but all in all, once you get your ephemera in there, you're most likely not going to see what's on the pockets anyway. So yeah, those are those ones. And then I took 6x6 paper pad and I made these little cuties. And these ones I used, I'll just show you both of these at the same time. I got paper clips on those too, because I had them hot, you know. So, I think I'm going to cut a die cut and put on the front of these pages too, because I didn't think about that until after I got them done. But I think I might put one on here, or I might just add them with them. So if you want to put another one here, you can. But I put these in there and you can just stack them full of ephemera, and then you have a little pocket right here. And I did do little papers in here in case you wanted to add more pockets to them if you wanted to, or if you wanted to do a little journaling in there. There's pockets here and here, and on the back here and here. But yep, and that's what I did with these little cuties. And Tim Holtz dies on the front and the back. And then I did ledger and some tea-dyed paper in the middle. And this is using Prima's, forget what collection it is. Let's see here. I think it's the Rose Quartz collection. So that's these ones. And then I did one more, and I experimented with two of them. I kept one of them because they didn't turn out exactly how I wanted to, but I figured maybe someone might like it. So I did a traveler's notebook kind of deal in between the signatures on this one. And you could add pages to it if you wanted to add a little bit more ephemera if you wanted to. But I thought they turned out cute. So that's what's different about that. So this one's mine. And I put all of my business cards in here from Etsy or from eBay, one of the two. Or if I ordered from some places that you order on Amazon, they're like a private shop as well, and they'll send you a little business card. So that's what I did with mine. So I have more to show those to you, but so yeah, I will have all the little ones. I'll have the middle ones, little smaller size ones, and I'll have these bigger ones. I'll have these listed in my shop, and I will try to have the link below. That way you can just click on it and get to them. And these were like a labor of love, seriously. Like, these took me a couple weeks to get all of them done. With the cutting of... The biggest part on these is actually putting... If you're going to use the vellum, or if you're going to use acetate, or plastic, or whatever you're using for the pockets, that is the most tedious part of making these, is actually putting those on. It takes a while. It gets boring. I found a good way of doing it to get so many done at once. You know, you get in that cycle of, you know, doing them all at once. So it's not as bad, but you can watch a lot of YouTube videos while you're doing them, so that's a plus. So anywho, I just wanted to show you guys. I hope you like them. They will be listed by the time you, hopefully by the time you see this video, and hopefully I'm not all over the place. If I am, I apologize. And until I see you again, I will see you when I see ya. Later.